Hi everyone, and welcome back to another No game video. Today's video is dedicated to the collabs, the server merges, all the things occurring. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. Let's go and cover the time slots really quick first, because I believe that is going to be the most important thing. So if you go here into your guild, you go to change right there, you can see all the different time slots. It's going to go from 1 through 13. Pretty much these are going to be the Asia 1, 0400, 0500, 0600, and I put it in a Google spreadsheet in case you are wondering, to see it in a more organized format. And here are all the guerrilla events, the conquest events. If you want to see it in a more, prettier way, you can go here into the event timer as well. SINoALICE database, if you didn't know. This contains pretty much everything. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know what this is, but this is like the holy grail of information when it comes to SINoALICE. So as far as everything goes, the actual server merges, there were like a couple of bugs. There has been a lot of compensation, but I know that the Collab team is doing pretty much their best to make things a lot better. They've been providing gems like crazy. So I'm really looking forward to how they're going to handle the collab. And once all like the server merges and stuff pretty much, get dialed back, everything will probably be a lot better. And look at some crystals. Let's go ahead and claim some of this stuff. And let's go ahead and go over into the banners, right? So these are going to be the new banners that are going to be appearing right here with Pinocchio and Snow White. Now let's look at the classes really quick first. So none of these two classes, per the official notice, have cost to them. Now note that their weapons are pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at their weapons. Now with this being shown, you can see here that the hammer and the tome over here have Dauntless Courage 2 and Support Boon 2, and they are both really solid weapons, I have to say. 1.5, 1.5, both of them. And the hammer is probably like the standout weapon from this. Note that the physical attack stats aren't the greatest, but they're okay. 2185 for the tome as well. Nothing too crazy, right? But at the same time, it's very rare for a class weapon to have Dauntless Courage 2, Support Boon 2, and it was also showcased here on the official notice. So in some ways, I think this banner is a really good pull. It's debatable whether it's a must pull because of how low the attack stats are, but in some regards, I would say this is a must pull because it also has this bow that can go LL in the future, and the bow isn't terrible, and once it goes LL, it actually turns into Dauntless Courage 2. So overall, not a bad banner. Not to mention the harp, it gets armor repair too, which is just as good as Support Boon in some ways. Not as great as Support Boon, but it's still like the second best, right? And this 1.5 on magical defense increase. Overall, I have to say this banner, it's up to you whether you want to save for the future collab that's going to occur. This is the slime collab. This was also posted on IGN, which is really cool. So I'm thinking Collab is doing a lot of marketing for, SINoALICE, which is really nice to hear. So overall, I think this banner, it's up to you whether you want to pull on it because, the collabs are going to be occurring. You might want to save for that. But if you're, trying to be more meta, this is definitely a good banner because it is a step up. All right, let's go ahead and cover the other banner that I didn't review yet, which is the Red Riding Hood one. Now, Red Riding Hood herself, this is probably going to be a better class in some ways to roll for, just because of the fact it's a 700 magical defense and then 100 magical attack. And while the thing is technically these are more limited, like the altar ones, so you might want to go for this because these will be added, this one will be added into the permanent pool, and the altar ones, they'll have altar banners where you can only get them there. So I feel like this banner is still technically better to pull for. This one, honestly, this banner did not stand out to me too much when I was like going over everything. Like there's no Dauntless Courage. The stats are like okay, 2200, 2200, 2200, 2200, which is all roughly okay at the end of the day, but nothing too special, I have to say, right? Like the biggest thing that I'm excited for is the Tensor collab that is going to be occurring for SINoALICE, because I feel like this is something that can get the actual community into bigger, regions. I would say there's a lot of like slime collabs currently occurring. The more screen time that the slime anime is getting, the better, SINoALICE will do with this collab. There are future collabs that are going to be slated, so I'm really looking forward to how that occurs. this World Creators Program. Feel free to fill out the links if you want to, like, say like you've seen me before, and all this stuff that's currently occurring. I'm excited because there's also like the new story that's coming up, which is going to be nice for more gems and crystals. They've been working really hard as far as like getting everything actually going. So one thing's for sure is I feel like the support for the actual global team is going to get even better as soon as all like the server merger kinks have been pretty much worked out. And then afterwards we can focus more on like the actual gameplay. I know that I believe it's called Last Bullet or Assault Bullet was released over in like JP, which is pretty much another game similar to SINoALICE. So I'm looking forward to how Collab handles that IP. Other news going over like SINoALICE stuff. So it's getting weird covering this game on my channel. I know you guys don't want to see this, but I have to show you what I'm talking about. I am getting negative subscribers on my SINoALICE videos, and I really want to continue like producing SINoALICE content, but it's hard for me to produce content for a game that makes my channel, it pretty much negatively impacts the channel. So with this being said, I will have to gauge how I release my SINoALICE content, because if I keep getting negative results from my Sino videos, I'm not sure how well it's going to stay on my channel, right? Like, I really love the Sino community. I wouldn't like create all this information and try to make these videos and try to end things on a negative point. I want to be as positive as possible, and that's what I want to do for the gacha community, right? So as long as like these things turn out better, then I'm more than happy to cover SINoALICE more often. But if things don't get better over time, I might have to shift my gears a little and maybe produce like, monthly content or something where we can do like more community posts and stuff, because the channel can't stop growing, if you know what I mean. And I love the SINoALICE community. I'm still playing this game on the side. I really love the guild that I'm in. Thank you so much to Rizolin for pretty much being the actual guild master of WoW, and I'm excited to see what happens with the actual Asia merges and all the collabs. All right, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you made it this far, consider subscribing, dropping a like. Once we hit 12,500 subs, we'll be doing a giveaway. All the support that goes into these SINoALICE videos, I appreciate it because it tells me you guys want more. But if it shows a negative impact, then, things are going to change, right? Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.